You probably don't need RAG. I know it's controversial. Everyone's is actually building up these RAG system, vector database, embedding pipeline, chunking strategies. But here is the truth. Most teams who are building these RAG system, they don't actually require such RAG system. What they need is the better prompt. Today, I'm going to show you when you don't need RAG and when you actually require the RAG. And this decision framework is the one that's going to save you months of wasted engineering time. So let's get into it. So here, let me just give you a scenario as what happens in most of the teams that I work with right now. The team has an LLM application. Once they have an LLM application, so let's assume that they want this LLM application need to know something. So what they will do, they'll go ahead and do the Google and they'll ask a question as how to make LLM to know a particular X. Okay. The first result would come up in the Google is RAG. Go ahead and build a RAG system. So what they will do, they would actually go ahead and build such RAG system. So they will spin up Pinecone or VB8. So they will check some documentation. They will understand which is the very best vector database that's out there. They will either pick Pinecone or VB8. Then they will go ahead and create an embedding pipeline. And then they'll also go ahead and implement some of the best chunking strategies. And they will spend weeks on tuning the retrieval. It's the difficult job, but the engineer team will ensure that the effort is placed and they tune this retrieval as well. And then what happens? It works. It kind of works. But here's something that they have not accounted for. So what they have not accounted right now is they now have additional database that they have to maintain, the embedding cost, which they didn't budget for, the retrieval latency that they now have to optimize again, and the chunking logic, which they cannot even debug. Now, the question that they should have actually asked at the first step was, could we have solved this problem without RAG? The answer is usually yes. Now, here is the test that I always recommend whenever you're thinking between whether to use RAG or not. So before you actually build the RAG, just ask yourself, can I solve this problem with maybe by providing few examples to the model, let's say 3 to 5 examples of what you want. And in most of the scenarios, it's actually yes. Like, for example, product categorization, just show 5 examples. Or if you're dealing with sentiment analysis, maybe show some 5 to 7 examples. Data extraction, show 5 examples. If few shot works, then you don't need RAG. Then the second option is chain of thought. Can you break down the reasoning step? Like first identify the key information, then check for edge cases, finally format the output. If this structured reasoning works, then you don't need RAG. The third one, or the third test that you need to do over here is function calling with clear schemas. Can you define the function? Can you define a function over here that can model can actually call? Maybe get user data using a function calling, maybe check inventory, or any other critical things that you might have for your business. Go ahead and do that. It can be as simple as maybe another thing that's coming on my head is pricing. So, can you create a function that my LLM can call? If this function calling works, then you don't actually require RAG. So, the verdict over here is if you can solve your problem with any one of these approach, then you don't actually require RAG. What you need is the better prompt. Okay, that's a simple test that I suggest you to do. Now, why RAG is not the first choice and what exactly is this RAG is going to add? Well, this is going to add, these are the things that will be added for your system, which may not have been accounted for. First and foremost, infrastructure complexity. The vector database, it's another thing to deploy. The embedding service, that is another API for you to call right now. And the orchestration layer, which is which can be another failure point as well. And let's talk about the database cost. Pinecone is $70 per month bare minimum. If you go with VV8, it would be around, it will be actually self-host or maybe $100 per month. You can check out their pricing. And if you look into the quadrant, it's self-host or another $50 a month. So all these costs that I'm saying, it's just to start. But as you scale up, consider 10x these costs. And the another thing that will be added for your system is the chunking overhead. That means, how do you split the documents? Will it be a fixed size or will it be a semantic based? Will it be a paragraph based? What would be the overlap strategy? Is it 10%, 20%? Then how do you preserve the context across the chunks? So these are all the chunking overhead that you're adding, and every choice here which you would make in the chunking is going to affect the quality, and debugging is hell if you, especially when it comes to chunking. Then the next one is the retrieval latency. So you need to embed the query, which is about, let's say, 100 to 200 milliseconds. You need to search the database, which is, let's say, 50 to 100 milliseconds, and retrieving of top K, which is another 50 to 100 milliseconds. That's around 200 to 400 milliseconds is added for every request. And this happens even before the LLM should start. So is it worth it? Well, in some cases, yes. But in most of the scenarios, it's no. It's the additional overhead that you would carry in your application. Now, what are the alternatives then? Well, the alternatives over here is, let me mention the alternatives. So first one, maybe start with better prompts. That's the first alternative that I would recommend. So 90% of what we need is the better prompt. Example, if you have a bad prompt that says as summarize the document, obviously no matter how good the LLM is, it cannot answer perfectly. But if you make that prompt better, like with a specific instruction as you are a technical summarizer, read the document, identify key findings, methodology limitation, and format it as, let's say, executive summary with 3 to 5 sentences, key points bulleted, and so on. The same model is going to give you the 10x better output, and there's no RAG required. And second alternative is the fine tuning. If your knowledge is static, you can also consider fine tuning. Let's say you have 1000 product description, then you have 500 support tickets with resolution. You have, let's say, company specific terminology. In all those scenarios, go ahead and do the fine tuning. The reason is you'll have lower latency. That means there is no retrieval step. The cost will be lower. There's no vector database, and this would result in better result because model learns the pattern. So downside over here is it can't update easily. But if your knowledge doesn't change weekly, then consider fine tuning, which is much better than RAG. Then the third alternative that I can recommend is structured output. This is the third alternative that you can try out. So most of the RAG problems are actually, I need a model to follow a specific format or a problematic scenarios. Now, in that scenario, ensure that you insert the structured prompt. Now, depending on which API you would use, all those APIs, whether it is ChatGPT, SDK, or even when you're working with LangChain, Crew AI, all of them supports this JSON schema, which you can define it and mention what is the format in which you require the output. And model will follow the schema every time without any exception. So no RAG, no retrieval, no chunking, just clear constraints. So these are the alternatives that you can actually look for when you are deciding whether to go for RAG or not. Now, what is the decision framework that I would always recommend? See, when we talk about the decision framework, this is the decision tree that you can follow. Can it fit in the prompt? That means if your knowledge is, let's say, less than 8,000 tokens, like which is roughly around, you can say 6K words. Okay. Think of it in this way. If the knowledge is less than 6K words, just put it in the prompt. That's it. So I'll just give you some old model example. You can also check out the documentation. Cloudy has got close to 300K context window. GPT has got 128K context window. So if it actually fits, just put it there. There is no requirement of RAG. Then the second one is the knowledge static? If yes, let's say if you have 1000 product description, which they don't change often, consider fine tuning. Just fine tune them once, deploy it, done. The cost will be, let's say, $1,000 to $2,000 as a one time cost. But if you consider the RAG, there will be $100 to $500 per month forever. And the third question that you need to ask over here is, does it change frequently? Now, in that scenario, you require RAG. If your knowledge updates daily or weekly, if you're adding new documents in a constant manner, if the source of truth is external, use RAG. This is what the RAG has been designed for. So the framework over here is very simple. The framework is, okay, can it fit in a prompt? Yes, it's a prompt engineering task. Stop it. Is it static? If it is yes, go ahead and perform the fine tuning. You just stop. If not, does it change frequently? Then choose the RAG. Start at the top and work your way down. Okay, you would actually require RAG when your knowledge base is very large, which is more than 100K tokens. Like let's say you have 500 documents and there are 2 million tokens, then you can't fit in a prompt. So it's too large to fine tune effectively. So RAG is correct over here. Like for example, company documentation, legal corpus, research archive. So these are the things. Or use case two, frequently changing information. So if you actually add, let's say 50 new documents per week and the prices update daily, inventory changes hourly, then your fine tuning can't keep up. The RAG is correct here, like the e-commerce, news, real-time data. So those are all the examples around here. And the third use case is, let's say, external context required. So let's say the information is private, which is user specific or compliance sensitive. And in such scenario, you can't fine tune the model because there is a very high chance of contamination risk. You can't put it into the prompt because of privacy concern. Then in such scenario, the RAG is a correct option, like the user data, medical record, financial document. That's where the RAG would be a preferred choice. All right. So if you're in one of these three buckets that I'm listing right now, who would actually build the RAG? So go ahead and build it. But if you're not, then don't build it. All right, guys. So key recommendation is very simple. Start simple, prompt engineering first, fine tuning if static, and RAG only if forced. Don't add the complexity because it's trendy. So add the complexity because you have no other choice. That's how you actually build a system that actually ship. So for this, free decision framework is provided in our community. Just join community.nachiketh.in. I'll be sharing all my resources, production pattern over there, including this video too. And learn to build this production LLM systems in a proper manner and build the system that actually ship by joining my bootcamp, that is bootcamp.nachiketh.in. So see you in the next one and subscribe to our channel if you're new to us, and I'll see you next time.